Here's the question: how can we help you with your vaccine injury claim? Well, if we decide that you are a good candidate for our firm and you decide that we are a good firm for you, we will send you a representation agreement. And what's best about that is we can send it to you electronically, and you can fill it out and sign it online and send it to us. After that is signed and we represent you, we will obtain all of your medical records and bills and any other records that we deem necessary to put on your claim. After we do that, we'll have it analyzed. We'll make sure that it's a proper claim to be filed with the U.S. Court of Claims. We will file what we call a petition with the U.S. Court of Claims. Sometimes during a case, there'll be additional records that will come in that we'll need to file, and other updates from your medical treatment that we'll need to file, as well as bills and any other affidavits, that type of thing. And we'll file those with the U.S. Court of Claims. After we've filed everything and make sure that your claim is substantial and put together, we'll ask to have a judgment or a settlement in the case. If the other side, the Department of Justice, is not in agreement with us as to the amount, and typically there is some discussion from both sides as to how much you're entitled to under the law, there may be a hearing as to determine what amount. It's like a trial, but it'd be much more informal than a trial. And they'll make a decision as to how much you are entitled to under the law. Let's go through what the damages would be. In this type of case, you're entitled to any out-of-pocket costs that you have incurred due to the side effect from your vaccine. Now, specifically, there are certain cases they call table cases, which means that your case is associated with a specific vaccine, you had side effects within a certain amount of time and a certain amount of duration. Under those table cases, it's presumed that you had a loss. If there's that presumption, then we will look at to see how much of out-of-pocket costs you've had. Now, there is no cap on the amount of economic damages you can have. What are those economic damages? Medical bills paid in the past and more than likely to be paid in the future. Lost wages, as well as any out-of-pocket costs. Now, there is a limitation under the program that if these costs are covered by insurance or some other outside agency, then you cannot recover those. It's the amount of your deductibles, it's the amount of, if you did not have insurance for the claim, those are amounts that are recoverable in this type of claim. There's also a recovery for pain and suffering or loss of a normal life, which we call non-economic damages. Those are capped at $250,000. Now, one of the questions that you may have is, do I have to pay attorney's fees and costs in this case? The answer is simply no. The fund, the VICP fund, has been created. A percentage of every vaccination for covered vaccines goes to a fund. And in this fund, it pays for victims of side effects from vaccines, as well as attorney's fees for attorneys who will represent these victims. Now, you're entitled to represent yourself and push your case by yourself. However, why would you do so if you can have an attorney and not pay them? The attorneys, the law firms, like our law firm, will advance the costs, which include the filing of the petition, the obtaining of all medical records and bills, and any other information with respect to your case, as well as expert fees, that type of thing. We front those, and at the end of the case, after you receive your reward, then we will submit a fee petition for our fees and costs, which has nothing to do with your recovery. So that's how it works in a nutshell. If you'd like to have a consultation with us, feel free to contact us at 312-578-9501. That's 312-578-9501.